Welcome to the Michael Taylor Show, folks. I've got an exciting guest on the show today. His name is James Taylor Sr. He's the publisher of the Kankakee City News. And folks, he's got a lot to say. He's running for the 2nd congressional seat in Illinois. And folks, you're talking about a lot of responsibility. He is going for it. How you doing today?
Oh, I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Now, one thing that I saw that you did that I've never ever witnessed before is in one of your speeches at the Kankakee County Tea Party organization. You talked about faith. What does faith mean to you?
Well, the one thing about faith, to me, faith is nothing until it's tested. As a candidate, but more importantly as a father, grandfather, and a citizen, I believe that certain tenets of the American dream, we have to defend it. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I see is that the country is in dire need of new leadership in terms of efforts to get people gainfully employed. The family is the nucleus of the country, and we're destroying families with the policies that we have. Most notably the Obama health care program, which is taking away the authority of a family to look out for itself, and it's robbing the nation of much needed resources.
Now, when you look across your district, what do you see? Do you see poverty? Do you see people doing well? Do you see what do you see when you look across? And I'm talking about from one side of your district to the other.
Well, one of the things I see is that Kankakee County, for example, regardless of what some individuals may think, is a very prosperous county, and it should be in the vanguard of the district. When you look around the district and you start looking at towns like Markham, Harvey, Robbins, Phoenix, Ford Heights, you see Chicago Heights, you see in certain areas extreme poverty. Okay. And it's been like that throughout the tenure of the service of my opposition, Reverend Jesse Jackson's son, Jesse Jackson Jr.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this question. What will you do? As you said before, you got a big district, okay? You got people that are struggling, you got people that are doing well. How do you help those parts of the district where people are really in trouble? What do you use? What's your moral compass? Tell me about that.
One of the things I think we have to do is work closer with the community colleges and the colleges in the area. We also have to work closer with the churches, and we have to bring social agencies together. We have too much duplication, and I think one of the things that would help not only provide services but help with the budget is that we began to centralize various kinds of services and focus in on, as I say, the family, because with the family lies the responsibility of the community, and a strong family makes a strong community.
Now, you grew up in Hopkins Park, Illinois, right?
That's correct.
How would you describe Hopkins Park, Illinois right now, today?
Hopkins Park is a very poverty-stricken area.
Okay.
Perhaps the strongest asset to Hopkins Park is one that I would like to see duplicated across many areas of the district, and that is the family orientation. Although the area is poor, there are great strides being made each day in terms of trying to make a future for the young people. And again, the church is very intricately involved in the Pembroke community. There are a number of churches, and each one of those churches has programs geared toward the young people, geared towards maintaining the family as an important part of the community.
Now, Ford Heights, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about Ford. Is there, you got Hopkins Park, you got Ford Heights. Is that when you're talking about implementing change? Is it, tell me about that community, Ford Heights. That's in the district too, right?
Right. Ford Heights has been traditionally a very poverty-stricken area. Unfortunately for the people, there's been very little connection between Ford Heights and the Ford factory as far as employment and giving back to the community.
Okay.
When you look at Pembroke, in contrast, what you see is a community that is also struggling with poverty, but it's a rural agricultural community, so many of the individuals there are engaged in farming. One of the things that would need to happen is that there be an integration of the various parts of the district, so that when you have a farming community like Pembroke, and then you have areas in the urban areas that are almost absent any kind of fresh produce, and that you could provide a nexus to bring those areas together, and it would be mutually satisfying. Another area has to do with the granting of federal and state dollars. There needs to be more of a study, but a practical study, not no 2 or 3 year study, but a practical study of the economics. And funding should be geared towards individuals that are productive, individuals who can produce. We are a capitalistic system, and we need to focus in on projects and programs that make people able to eventually stand on their own feet, even if they do have to pull themselves up by the proverbial bootstraps or shoestraps.
Now, let me ask you this question. When you have a major decision to make, and you don't have the answer, do you pray?
Not only do I pray, but I also go to individuals who I know, whether they be in politics, whether they be social community activists, whether they be ministers, whether they be other people in politics in general, and ask for their advice. And I make my decisions based on a culmination of thoughts that I may have after I have garnered that advice. And usually it works out pretty good.
Well, folks, there you have it. I'm here with James Taylor Sr. As you can see, he's vested in the Lord, and he's on a mission. He's on a mission to provide leadership, to provide a place where people can go, where they can be counted, to provide a voice for the voiceless. And we want to say thanks for coming on the show.
Michael, I appreciate it, and I would like to add, so there will be no confusion in terms of anyone who will support my candidacy. And I am serious about trying to win this position because I think it will help the people. But there are a couple of things that I must say in order to be very candid. One is I am not for abortions. I am pro-life.
Okay.
And I don't want anybody to be surprised when I vote against any bill or any measure that would fund abortion. The other thing is that although I have no personal prejudices against individuals who may be so engaged, my belief is that marriage is between a man and a woman.
I'll let you have this last word on that. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Michael.